Hello folks, welcome to a new week. Hope you're doing well, hope you had a good weekend. I am recording quite late today, so hopefully this video doesn't come up late. It shouldn't do. But yeah, just been away, not away, but been doing lots of things over the weekend with family and friends and putting stuff together for the summer, because most of us teachers, or private teachers, don't get paid over the summer. So, setting stuff up for that. If you like what I do, the subscribe button is down below. The Patreon button is also down below for you who really like what I do. And if you want to be involved in the prize draw, it is on the 6th of August. It is Sunday the 6th of August, where we're going to be doing a full prize draw for £50 worth of free models from Composite Games, as well as a Dark Angels Command box set. That is the Deathwing Terminator box set, which you can get. That is also going to be a prize on the day. Yeah, and we will be doing a charity stream on the day as well. So every single time we do one of those prize draws once a month, we will also be doing an extra long charity stream where we get together and we try and give for a cause that's normally to do with male mental health. So, if you want to do all that, all you need to do to be entered into the competition is to be a patron or to be a member of the channel. Those are the two things. You're supporting the channel financially, and I like to reward people who put faith in me and my content. So, here we go. Hobby Nightmares. Let's jump into it, shall we? Mr. Fuishi says, "Greetings, exiled king of the north." Thank you very much. You may call me Mr. Fuishi. See, I can't be the king of the north because I don't like all northerners. Some of you annoy me. You know, it's what it is. You may call me Mr. Fuishi. No, that W is not a typo. And yes, there is no way to say it without sounding like a moron. Okay. Thought I'd share a funny one with you from back in the humble days of 40k 4th edition. The good old days, if you ask me. Let's call this story Ahriman versus Slanesh's Fleshlight. Something tells me I should have read this before, or at least had some vague interest of what this was going to be before I started reading it. Anyway, I had recently scratch-built and painted up a rather large, ruined Chaos Temple, and was itching to use it as a centrepiece in our weekly gaming group. And so my friend, let's call him, oh I don't know, Lawrence, because why the hell not, agreed on a game. Emperor's Children versus Thousand Sons. 1,500 points of my good old Dusty Boys, led by Ahriman himself, were to hold the temple placed in the centre of the board, while Lawrence would have 2,000 points of his Emperor's Children and would be allowed to deploy from any board edge. The goal was simple. Ahriman wanted whatever knowledge this temple's depths held, hold the line until the end of turn 6, no matter the losses, and Ahriman must survive to get his men out of there. Rather than using his extra 500 points to pile in more Noise Marines, possessed or any other logical choices, instead, Lawrence decided to pump as many points as possible into an ultra-souped-up Demon Prince of Slanesh he affectionately named Slanesh's Fleshlight. Why, you might ask? Because of how much warp-infused power Slanesh had pumped into this Demon Prince. Lawrence explained. Worry grew in my gut as I gathered up my army and watched Lawrence scribbling down upgrade after upgrade for his Fleshlight, cackling to himself all of the while. I really hope nobody's walking past my office while I'm reading this out. As per this cinematic battle we had in mind, my 1,000 sons deployed first and set to fortifying the ruined temple in a way that would make an Imperial Fist say, well, at least you tried, you filthy heretic. Scarab occult Terminators stood shoulder to shoulder, forming walls of armour. Rows of Rubik Marines blankly stared out from behind fallen pillars at the silent orders of aspiring sorcerers. Bolters were raised, trained on the horizon. My warp-crazed hellbrute snarled, close combat claws crackling with energy, challenging any to dare cross his line. Warp energy flickered from the lips of sorceress staffs. The assault was coming, and the 1,000 Sons were ready. Lawrence deployed aggressively and won first turn. He doesn't win first turn, he wins the roll-off. It's not really a win. Anyway, it is in 40k, I suppose. Chaos Spawn and Possessed bounded across the ruined landscape with terrifying speed. Hordes of Noise Marines spilled forth from every direction, their sonic weapons tearing apart several Rubik Marines before they could react. Chainswords and power blades clashed quickly. My Scarab Occult and Hellbrute countercharged and gouged chunks out of the battle-crazed vanguard. All the while, Ahriman held the centre, surrounded by his trusted bodyguards. The line strained and buckled as hordes of brightly coloured Emperor's Children forces struck from every angle, but somehow the Thousand Suns line just about held. Bodies piled up on either side, fast. My Hellbrute lay a smoking ruin atop a pile of fallen rubble, its torso seared open from a well-aimed lascannon blast. Noise Marines scrambled over the Hellbrute's wreck into the temple's inner sanctum, only to be mowed down by the combined might of rapid-fire stormbolters from Ahriman's Terminator retinue and arcane blasts of energy from the man himself. Turn 3 rolled on, and was just as bloody. A quick interjection from your humble narrator here. I should mention that back in 4th edition, you could roll each turn for any units held in Deep Strike. Example, 4+ for turn 2, 3+ for turn 3, etc. And each turn, Slaanesha's Flesh Knight was too busy, well, that's best left up to your imagination, but he hasn't arrived yet. Turn 4 arrived. The battlefield, a blood-soaked smoking ruin. Only a handful of Thousand Suns still held, and had fallen back to the inner sanctum to form a loose ring around Ahriman. Just 2 of Ahriman's Terminator guards still stood. Bodies of the dead from both sides clogged the entranceways. Lawrence's Emperor's Children had fallen back into cover to regroup for a concentrated charge. And then, with a lust-filled moan, like far too many Pornhub videos all playing at full volume at the same time, Fleshlight graced the skies. Incidents in incandescent feathers unfurled and shimmered in the ash coat. Wow, you're a really good writer. In the ash coat light overhead. Golden nipple tassels jingled a tune which made Fleshlight giggle in perverse pleasure. Ahriman turned his attention to the skies. Fleshlight had no interest in the battle raging around it. It wanted Ahriman. For whatever perverse pleasures no sane man should risk contemplating. He's coming for you, Ahriman, Lawrence sung in a perverse tone. Fleshlight is coming for you. Ahriman tightened his grip on his black staff to make things even worse as the thing drew closer. Alright. Back in those days, deep striking was a bit of a risky move, you see. As agreed upon at the start of the game, the temple counted as difficult terrain. That meant on a roll of 1, a model deep striking would suffer an auto wound. Well, I don't know if Fleshlight was too enamoured with himself or a nipple tassel caught in a piece of terrain upon his descent, but of course, Lawrence rolled a natural 1. Not only that, but the scatter dice roll meant instead of him landing in a nice and secure part of the temple, it decided to crash and tumble right in front of Ahriman, and into the trained bolters of the remaining Thousand Suns. For the sake of the narrative, and Lawrence's ridiculous look, I opted to ignore blasting Fleshlight off the table, instead declaring, let's say Ahriman and the Thousand Suns were blinded by his appearance. Dude, what a good narrative player. That's awesome. You know, you can play to win, of course, but like that's also pretty cool. After scraping itself off the ground, Fleshlight roared and charged. Ahriman gripped his black staff tighter. This is just a porno. Channeling power into it as this demonically infused monstrosity grew closer. Fleshlight raised its glowing demon sword up high, and wouldn't you know it, rolled a 1 to hit for its demon weapon roll. Ahriman cocked an eyebrow at Fleshlight. Can we stop making phallic, references? Rammed its sword into its own bare as Fleshlight rammed its sword into its own bare chest by accident, attempting to seppuku itself before him. Self-inflicting mortal wound, and the attack series ends. Don't worry, I managed between bouts of confused laughter. Ahriman's not exactly that much of a fighter. Instead, Ahriman went Super Saiyan and clubbed Fleshlight silly with a flurry of blows. Rolls to hit were hot, natural 5s and 6s. Then the wounds. Ahriman was not fucking around today. Every single attack and wound went through. Invulnerable saves for Fleshlight. Fail, fail, fail. All 4 wounds gone. Yes, Demon Princes only had 4 wounds back then. Back to Slaanesha's sex dungeon with you, you naughty, naughty Demon Prince. Lawrence and I fell over in a fit of laughter. He shook my hand and conceded defeat. We never saw Fleshlight on the battlefield again, but whenever Ahriman took to the battlefield, Lawrence's Emperor's Children would never set foot within charge range of the terror that was a Super Saiyan Ahriman ever again. Hope that one gave you a good chuckle and serves as a cautionary tale about pouring too many points into souped up units that flop spectacularly. Cheers for all you do, North. Yeah, you can't really do that anymore with how Games Workshop are doing 10th. You can't really make single characters that powerful anymore. Kind of sucks. I kind of wish you could. It would be really, really cool if you could, but, you know, it is what it is. And then moving on. It's a cold drink today. Vox says, "Hello, North. Please just call me Vox. Long-time listener, first-time writer and all that. I wanted to start by thanking you for what you do. No problem, man. Helping men to have a space where they can reach out. No problem. There is no shame in therapy if one needs it, so please seek it out. I work in a job that is known to have a high suicide rate." Oh my god. "Well, you never know when was the last time you speak to a co-worker. Well, I cannot reveal what job I do. Let's say it involves with limited time on this. It's involved with limited time on this earth." Wow. Are you like a soldier or something? Or special forces guy? Or do you work on an oil rig? I had men who open up to dark thoughts and had a previous relationship where it was manipulative, where it was manipulated. When it was manipulated against me to try and get me back. Okay. They broke up with me, so I don't know what that's about. Another story for another time. The last story I heard from Exarch naturally hit with me anxiety-wise and right where it hurts, but I sat there and listened to the story whilst painting my models. Exarch, you have a dream job to create something that brings other people joy. Bro, you sound like a cool dude. There are people out there who wouldn't mind listening about your work alone. Plus, you're into 40k. There are people out there that would like to get to know you and play against your Eldar. Post some pics of them painted. Anyways, on to the story. Sorry if this is a long one. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I haven't asked them to do that yet. Yeah, post some pictures. Give me some pictures and I'll whack them on a hobby video, Exarch, if you are listening. We have had a bit of an update there. We have had a bit of a conflab the other day whilst painting some models. And yeah, I think we're making headway. I think this week, I think he said towards the start of this week he's going to be on the Discord talking about his experience and stuff. So if you are around, he'll be in general chat at some point this week, which would be pretty cool. On to the story. I kept meeting hobby chads. Knowing the previous information on my work and a failed relationship whom didn't understand my hobby/interests, was told repeatedly that I was worthless, was a 4 in the looks department and unlovable, my self-esteem was naturally in the fucking garbage. I was looking for a new hobby to prevent my head from sinking back into depression. I started with D&D, DM'd a group, and was able to get lost in a fantasy world, full of eldritch and gothic horror at our friendly local game store. Think classic werewolves, Dracula, and religious cult-like people. It was only a short 2.5 hour sessions once a week, but it was perfect for working adults during the weekday. This group ran for 2 years, in the before times until the pandemic shut everything down. During that time, after setting up and awaiting players to arrive, there was always a lad who was sitting across from me painting some models. Let's call him Chad. I thought it was D&D models and wandered over to ask him about them. To my surprise, it was a bunch of Space Marines and Genestealer cult. Knowing nothing about Warhammer, I would ask about them, about the painting techniques and advice on painting my D&D models for my games. This became a weekly routine, where our conversations were short, and I started to notice how much Warhammer was around me at my local game store. Funny how we didn't really notice these things that were right in front of us until it's pointed out. There was even cardboard boxes of people's second-hand models at the back of the store that I never paid attention to, but was literally right behind me when I DM'd. I suppose it was storage to regular patrons, but it looked like a mess, and naturally I ignored it. They did eventually clean it up during the pandemic, though. I would bring my D&D models and sit with Chad for an hour and a half, or maybe even half an hour to paint, talking about Warhammer and learning about the world, the factions, and the small tidbits of lore he shared. Sharing about something about painting and the hobby really opened up a sense of calmness and helped disassociate me from work and the scars left from the failed relationship. Dude, that is exactly what painting is for. That is exactly what it's for. Yes, it's for, being better, getting out there, being a better painter. It's for all those things too, but mainly the zen feeling you get from painting. If you've never been in the zone before when you're painting, I urge you to try it. The amount of stress that melts away from you whilst you're painting. And when you're ready to stop painting, normally for me, I'm ready to like start loading on stress again. I'm ready to like jump back into to doing a lesson or to doing marking or to do a phone call that I was putting off. I'm always ready after some painting. You know, I'm at my most mentally robust after painting. So, yeah, do it, try it. You will not, absolutely not regret it. If you've never painted before, it's the most zen thing you can do. It's awesome. I was made fun of a lot for my nerd side of my hobbies, games, anime, and I didn't have many friends that were interested in the same things. But putting paint on a brush and painting it around was like meditation to me. Eventually, our conversations came to Kill Team, and how the low model count was perfect for beginners to learn how to play. He's sneaking his fingers into your brain. He's like, oh, yeah, it's definitely really good. You should really try it. I was willing to give it a shot, and we went to the selection of models that our friendly local game store had on offer, and began the most exciting process of starting, picking models that looked cool. I already knew what models I wanted based on our conversations with Chad. Sisters of Battle, but there weren't any on the shelf. Plastic Sisters didn't exist yet, and were mere rumour that were in production, while Metal Sisters were still very expensive and hard to find. Dealing with debt from my previous relationship, I just didn't have the funds to get them. Chad really liked Space Marines and wanted to get me interested in them, but as much as a power fantasy as it just wasn't for me. Thinking it was maybe the selection at my local game store, I wandered down to my local games workshop in town to get a good look at all the armies. Now, I would previously hesitate to go in, visiting once before, years ago, to pick up a pot of paint to repaint an action figure, and got some very, very weird vibes. Kind of like I didn't belong. Determined to look for my box of models, I calmed my social anxiety and steeled myself to enter, prepared to give the store a second chance. I walked into a store that was busy. It was having its Canada Day weekend celebration. They had cupcakes, canned drinks, free swag, decorations, a mini painting contest, and plenty of people just chatting about the hobby. I took part in the painting contest and painted my free Space Marine to look like a Mountie and called it my lone Astarte. I like it. My lone Astarte. Nice. Searching for the last Tim Horton in the galaxy. Pics included. Okay, let's have a little look here. What pics do you have for me? Let's have a little look. There we go. Oh, that looks good. Dude, is that your first model? Don't tell me that's your first. I'm sick of this. Oh, it's sickening. Actually, yeah, that's, to be fair, dude, for a first paint job, that is pretty good. Let me whack it up here. Close that there. Whack that down there. Add this onto here. It does look really good. For a first-time model, that's not bad. I was panicking for a while when I saw it in the preview, and I was like, "What the fuck? That looks amazing." But no, I can tell you're a beginner. But for a first try, that's pretty good, man. For a first try, that's pretty good. For someone who's never painted a model before, if you carry on painting for like a few years, you're gonna be top level paint. Bit too much snow, but yeah, it's a Mountie. What are you gonna do? But yeah, I'll carry on with the story. I'll leave that up. Alright, the store manager was very friendly. People looked like they were having a good time. No one was weird or looking creepy. Maybe since we're a harbour city, we have plenty of folks in the Navy, which required people to look a certain way. We had families and who were very interested in just having a good time. While I didn't win the painting contest, I was glad to give the store another chance, and felt very welcomed. Which led to me being comfortable enough to wander around the store and look at the armies. While the store manager was trying to push the starter box, which I understand now, due to your videos, yeah, he needs to sell them because he needs to hit his KPIs. I was just simply not interested in Space Marines or Death Guard. I asked about the Xenos factions, but they did not come with a starter box, which was disappointing. I wandered around the selection, seeing the Space Marine catered sausage fest, until I laid eyes on the current love of my life. Tyranids. I don't know why. Perhaps the hive mind spoke to me, perhaps I understood the unstoppable force of nature that they were, or perhaps could relate to their eternal hunger, but I knew if sisters were not an option for me right now, these alien horrors certainly were. Unfortunately, a box of nids ranged from $60 to $75, and still working on my financial ruin, to even make a kill team would cost me about $200 for some warriors, gene stealers, and a box of grunts. That was a tough pill to swallow, and I simply couldn't afford it, only having $50 to my name for, fun money. I took note of the prices, picked up my free model and a pot of paint, and left without any Tyranids, but still, with a good impression. A week or so later, at my local game store, the same routine followed. I set up for D&D, a paint and chat with Chad for a bit about the event, the Tyranids, how expensive that they were, and then I ran my D&D once my group arrived. Chad still wanted to push Space Marines, but I told him I wouldn't play humans unless it was a nun with a gun attached to it. If I'm in a fantasy setting, I want it to be anything else but a human. One evening, one of my D&D routine, a regular patron of the shop, and friend of the store owners, approached me. Let's call him Chaz. Chaz and I saw each other at the shop from time to time, and had some friendly small talk. Him and his wife were expecting a baby, and he had to do a hobby clear out of armies he wasn't going to play or touch. Overhearing the conversation I had with Chad, he offered me his entire Tyranid army. They were hand-me-downs from a couple of people over the years, tossed into a box, and was left in one of those cardboard boxes at the back of the store. I told him I only had $150 saved up, and was putting in another $50 into the hobby funds on payday, and asked him how much $200 would get me from the hand-me-down Tyranid box. Chaz told me I could have the whole box for $150, and I could throw him the $50 on his store tab when I got it. Chaz told me there was enough for a small army to get me started. Although some were painted, some had limbs missing, but if I got creative and put in the work to scrub them, they could look good with a fresh coat of paint. I quickly handed him the $150 with a big smile, excited about the bugs I would get to call my own, and, just like I promised, put $50 on his account on payday. I was not prepared when I opened the box. Dozens of models I have never seen before, were all shoved into this box, and when I could identify them, counting out the points, there were 6,000 points worth inside this box. Unbelievable. Yeah, he's pulled the wool over your eyes in a good way. He's tried not to embarrass you, dude. That's what he's done. He's given you around 6,000 points and tried not to big it up. That's a fucking hobby hero right there. He knows your skins and he's trying not to embarrass you by giving you charity. What a dude. What an absolute Chad. That's brilliant. I went straight to work, sold a few extras to earn more money and to buy model paints, primers, and simply green to clean them up, since I didn't really need 6,000 points worth. When the pandemic hit, I was a part of the group that didn't get time off work, and extra throughout the pandemic was an essential service. What I had to look forward to was going home after work, tired and painting my bugs. I'm proud of my second-hand models and what I've done with them, and, while the same paint scheme isn't original, I loved my horny nids. Pick included. Well, you can't give me a pick, and then the last time people gave me a pick and I didn't put it on, I got a lot of like, why won't you put the picture on so we can see? So, here we go. I'm going to put it on. Here we go. You guys know I'm only taking the piss when I say shit like that. Anyway, go. Oh my god. Sick of these fucking new people, honestly. New people painting like... they're amazing, dude. You can't have been in the hobby for like 2 minutes since the pandemic. Come on. They look amazing. What the fuck? Dude. They're spectacular. Oh my god. I want close-ups of these. They're amazing. They got honeycombs on the bases. Oh my god. Dude, you make me sick. Oh. Since then and over the years, I fixed my diet, worked out, landed a new relationship, and went deep into the hobby. Dude, the hobby sorted you out, man. Even starting to read some books, some law books, for fun. Fulgrim is such a tragic story. While my partner doesn't get 40k or wargaming, he doesn't say anything negative and understands this makes me happy to play and paint. I play all sorts of GW games now. I finally picked up my Sisters of Battle and dabbled into other tabletop games. My debt is almost gone, and I have a hobby fund that I trade, buy, sell, and sell used things, and do amateur commission painting to earn that coin and put that towards my local game store. I've even given away free models I received in trade to newbies. I help run kill team events, run painting nights, set up a bits trade, bits Easter egg hunts, do simple beginner games, and interact a lot in the local community to help newcomers to the harbour city where I go and talk to games and take games in. If it wasn't for the kindness that was given to me, I'm not sure I would ever give the hobby a second look. I'm in a happier place now, and wanted to give out that Chad energy that was there for me when I needed it. However, can a woman be a Chad? Or is it weird? No, don't be silly. Of course you can. Of course you can. You'd be a Chadette. Why not? Thanks for reading along and doing what you do. While I don't always agree with all the points you make, North, there are many times... I'm thinking on my next hobby horror story that's next in this episode, you won't agree with my points. I'm just going to put that out there, but we'll see. While I don't always agree with all the points you make, North, there are many times that I found shouting at these hobby gremlins with you while I'm in my garden, painting my nids. My neighbours accepted I talk to myself with my headphones, or that I'm just crazy. Some people really need a good tossing into the sea, and found myself saying that more times aloud than I'd like. I don't have any hobby nightmares yet, or at least have encountered anyone yet, and fingers crossed I never do. But at least in my neck of the woods, nightmares are just the odd one-offs. Thanks again for the Chad that you wish you had. Vox, cheers man, thank you very much. That was awesome. Right, next one. I'm going to leave the nids up there just so you can all curse this woman for being an amazing painter after like 3 days. You know what I mean, not 3 days, a couple of years though. I'm not that good now. I worked for the fucking company and I was taught by heavy metal painters and I'm not this good. I am not this good. I'm decent, but I'm not this good. In fact, can I show you a silver saber that I've been working on? Why not? Why not? Let me show you some of the... I'll have to see where I put it first. Where did I put it? Ah, here we go. Da 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 da. Where did I put that picture? Ah, well, I think I'll have to get it another time. I'll have to get it another time. Unless I send it to myself now. Should I do that? Yeah. Yeah. I'll do it. Just for you guys, I'm gonna show you a little preview of what I've been working on. Just before I get into the rest of my video. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. Now let's get these off of there and get them into my tray. You have to bear with me, dudes. I thought I had these already on my phone, but I don't. There we go. So, these are the Silver Sabers. These are the new chapter. Essentially, they are the Astral Blades with a name change, because the Astral Blades are already in the lore, and they're not really something that I want to do, because they become chaosy. My guys aren't really chaosy. But anyway, Astral Blades. So these are new guys. These are the new ones. So not finished. I still need to base them properly. But yeah, there's a Silver Saber there. And there we go. So yeah, they're looking pretty cool. They're not done yet. There's still a few things that need to be done on the model. But, you know, the actual paint scheme itself is coming together nicely. The bases are coming together nicely. We changed it from a snow base to a normal base, like a Martian base. But yeah, the plasma still needs doing. The edge highlighting still needs doing. But essentially, that's the color scheme going forwards of the Silver Sabers. But I'll leave that there, and we can move on to the next part of the Hobby Nightmares. So, Dane Air says, "Hey North, just a short one, but something that I'm really struggling with at the moment. I've been in the hobby for about 10 years, and I've loved every moment of it. I unironically collect Raven Guard." I love how Raven Guard fans have to say that. I unironically collect the Raven Guard because they are the best at what they do in terms of stealth, and that really appeals to me. No problem. Well, that's fine. You collect what you want, dude. Like it's all you. Anyway, this is a nightmare about a woman. So if people aren't into that, I guess stop reading/listening. There is a girl at my local group we will call Lucy. A lovely girl, bubbly and very good looking. I will say right now that a lot of the dudes make a fuss of her over there, but with me, over her. But with me, when everybody goes out and we're together, she sits on my knee, buys me some drinks, gives me attention, and makes me feel like $1,000,000. Okay. When we get home, however, or we go into a private area, and I try to move things to the next level, she visibly stiffens in a bad way. She acts like I am really creeping her out, and we head back to square one again. We've been out on dates, at least I think they're dates, going to the movies, dinners, and to different Warhammer events where we both play. I pay for most of these, but that's because I have a well-paying job. So, what gives? Am I in the friend zone? How the hell do I get out? Best, Dana. Alright, mate. Alright. You're gonna have to take some medicine. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to take some medicine. And this is not gonna taste nice. So just forewarning you, it's not gonna taste very nice. Alright. Do you know what men want when they're young? At least when they're young, right? They want to go out and they want to get laid, right? So if we do that, it's like we're like a stud, right? You're being a stud, or in America, so it's being like a pimp. You know, you're going out there and you're just banging people left, right, and center, right? That's what you're doing. You're getting their sexual gratification without putting in the work. You're not taking her on dates, you're not doing any of that. You're just sleeping with her, right? And then moving on to the next one. That's stud quote unquote behavior. Not healthy behavior, but that's what it is, right? That's where we are. Okay. What you would be doing to those women, she's doing to you. Okay? Because women control access to sex. Men control access to relationships. So what you're doing there, you're being a whore for this woman. You're giving her your time without expecting anything in return. And so she's taking advantage of it. You're literally her little time bitch. That's what you are. Alright? You are her take me to the airport bitch. You are her take me to the movies bitch. Pay for my meal bitch. You know, let me come and drive me places bitch. Come and kill this spider bitch. Come and catch this mouse bitch. That's what you are. Right? She's having you take her to the movies, and then she's going and fucking other guys who she's actually interested in. Dude, she finds you repulsive. She finds you repulsive. I know that's going to sound harsh, but the reason why she visibly stiffens, she's not attracted to you. She's not attracted to you. She's using you for your time and your energy. She's pimping you out. The only difference between what she does and what men do to women, right, is that the men are actually sexually interested in the women that they're actually pursuing. We're trying to get sex for very little effort, or no effort at all. That's the ideal for most young men, is getting sex with no effort at all. Being good looking enough and charming enough to charm your way into it, and then moving on to the next one. When you're 18, 19, that's where you are in your life, right? That's what you want. Most men, anyway, that's what you want. And she's doing exactly the same thing to you, but as a woman. So she's whoring out you're whoring out your time. Okay? You're literally being taken advantage of. Time is very, very, very precious. What you're doing here is the complete opposite of what I tell people to do. Respect your own time. Do you know how you get out of this? You leave. You leave. Say, I'm done. No more of this. I'm done. Do you want to, like, go out and... No. And do you know what? If she asks, tell her why. Do you want to go out and do it? No. Actually, no, I don't. No, I don't, Lucy. No, Tar. No, thanks. But why? Why? Because... Well, listen. I'm interested in you in a romantic way, right? I'm actually interested in you. But you're not interested in me. I'm getting a feeling you're here for the free lunch. So I need to go and find a woman who's worth my time. I need to go find a woman who's actually interested in me and who deserves to be with me. That ain't you, so I'm moving on. Well, and do you know what she'll do? She'll say, well, so you're saying that you'll only go out with me if I sleep with you? Yes. Yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. You be honest with her. You're saying, so what? You're saying that because you'll only go out with me if I suck your dick? Is that what you're saying? Yes. Yep. Yep, that's what I'm saying. Do with that information what you will. That's what I'm saying. And then move on. Walk away. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Walk away. You don't owe anything to this woman. Right? Stop paying for dates that don't end well for you. Stop it. This woman's not interested in you. She's interested in being treated like a girlfriend without any of the benefits to you. You're not getting any love, affection, support, anything from this woman. And you're not getting laid. I put all of those things into getting laid, right? So when I say getting laid, I mean all of those things. You're not getting any of that from this woman. She's taking advantage of your good nature. Stop it. Move away. Move on. And if she asks why, fucking tell her. Fucking tell her. Straight up. You're not interested in me. I'm interested in you. If you're not interested in me, no problem at all. I'm moving on. See you later. I'm going to go find a woman who actually deserves to be with me and be treated by me. I don't just treat random women who don't actually do anything for me. You don't do anything for me. So goodbye. Yeah, and you will get the guilt, man. You will get the guilt. You will get it. You'll get the why are you saying this? You may even get a few tears. Why are you saying this? Why are you saying you I've got to fuck you, or you're not gonna? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to? Then get the fuck out. And get out. Stop wasting my time. Because, dude, and that may sound harsh, this is like you sleeping with her and not wanting to see her again. That'd be an arsehole thing to do. Imagine how much of an arsehole most women would think you are if you did that. If you went to this girl, you slept with her, then you fucked her off. Imagine how much of an arsehole women would think you are. Right? That's exactly what she's doing to you. She's using your time, your finances, your resources, and your emotional energy and giving you nothing in return. She's bitching you out. You're her little bitch. Every dude listening to this should be fucking furious at this woman. How dare she? How fucking dare she? Right? Now, relationships are supposed to be 50-50. This ain't 50-50. She's taking advantage of you. Okay? If you're getting nothing out of a relationship, walk away. And this ain't a relationship. This is her taking advantage of you. Right? You're a little bitch. That's what you are. You are... If this woman's a bit of a... She's coming across as a bit of an alpha, quote-unquote, you know, boss bitch, if she's one of them, mate, she's repulsed by you. I'm being honest, right? If you act that way around her and you treat her and you don't expect anything in return, she's repulsed by you. She would find that repulsive. Especially if she's one of these boss bitches. You've got to go in there and be like, no. We're entertaining my needs now. All right? We're entertaining my needs now. That's what we're doing. Okay? So get the fuck out. I need emotional support. I need a woman who's there for me. I need a woman who's there for me 50-50. That's what I need. And every now and again, I need my dick sucked. I'm a man. That's just how it is. If you didn't do any of those things for me, get the fuck out. Stop wasting my time. That's what you should do. And of course, she'll turn it around and say, you only want to be friends with her so you can sleep with her. Dude, don't. She will go after your manhood that way. Don't fall into the trap. Just say, yeah, that's it, yeah. Yeah, you do nothing for me. Sorry. Like, you know, I need a woman who deserves to be with me. That ain't you. Move on. Bye. I'm done. I'm done. And you know what is sickening? You know what's really sick? If you say that to her, I'm telling you now, then she'll want to know. Then she'll want to be around you. Then she'll find you interesting. Don't fall for it. Right? She's falling for your nuclear option, and you can't be nuclear all the time. That's it. Leave. Walk away. Tell her to piss off. Tell her to go waste some other poor dude's time. Alright? Because if you did this to a woman in their way, if you fucked a woman, and because they control access to sex, if you take that away from them by just having sex with them and then fucking them off, you'd be the arsehole, my friend. You'd be the arsehole. Quite rightly so. But you would be the arsehole. So what does it make her? We control access to time in relationships. So what does that make her? If she just takes the time and the relationship away from you, she takes that from you and gives you nothing in return. What's that? You're her bitch. Leave. Move on. And don't look back. Find yourself a woman who deserves you, man. If you're there paying for shit and you've got a good job, dude, you're a catch. You are a catch. Right? You are a catch. To most women. If you're an average to good looking bloke with a good job and a good head on his shoulders and it wants to treat a woman and make sure that she's alright, you're a catch. This woman don't deserve you. Move on. Alright? Good. Love you all a long time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow for another ranty video. We'll see what we're going to do. Until then, see you then. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.